Growing an audience and making money on TikTok is simple, but it gets overcomplicated by all of the confusing tactics and the conflicting advice that's out there for you to consume. And if your strategy is to post 3 to 5 times per day and hope that the algorithm gods one day bless you with a viral video and that the money just starts rolling in, then I have some really bad news for you. Not only is posting more not going to help you get more views and go viral, but the ad revenue that you're going to get from the TikTok Creator Rewards program isn't going to make you a millionaire. Luckily, there is good news, and that's that smart creators aren't relying on the low RPMs of the Creator Rewards program in order to replace their income. In fact, it doesn't even take a large following to start making great money on TikTok. You just need that first 1,000 followers. That way you can unlock the link in your bio. And if you follow the 4-step system that I'm teaching in this video, you could explode your income overnight, like my client Jared, who made over $75,000 in his first month on TikTok. But before I get into those steps, let me explain how those smart creators are making a living on TikTok without relying on the ad revenue from the Creator Rewards program. There are a lot of options to monetize on TikTok, and I've talked about all of them and even ranked them in other videos. But the biggest opportunity for creator monetization by far is digital products and services. The creator economy is expected to double in size from $250 billion to over $480 billion in the next 5 years. And I believe that this number will only grow exponentially in the years to come. Digital products and services already make up a large portion of that $250 and are the most effective way for creators to make a living. This is because digital products are a natural extension of the value that you're already bringing to your audience with your free content. So today I'm going to take you through the 4 steps to creating passive income on TikTok with a digital product or service. And make sure you subscribe if you want to keep learning about how to grow and make money on TikTok. In business, there are 2 things that you need in order to make money. The first one is people. In order to make money, real, actual people have to give it to you. And they aren't giving up their hard-earned dollars unless you have something valuable that you can give them in return. You also need a product, and a product is something valuable, either physical or digital, that solves an actual problem that they have. And when I say product, that also includes services. So the idea here is that in order to have a real business as a creator, you need to have a product that solves a real problem and people that find the solution to that problem valuable. And our content is how we attract people to our product as a creator. Now, the great thing about digital products is they have very low startup and creation costs, they have very high margins, and they can be sold to many people around the clock, even when you're sleeping. That's what people call passive income. But in order to create passive income, you have to choose the problem that you're going to solve for your audience. And that's step 1. Choose a problem to solve. You have to be really clear about the problem that you're solving in order to create a product that actually sells. More importantly, you have to understand the problem that you solve. That way you can create content that attracts the right people that are actually going to be interested in investing in the solution that your product provides. And the most successful creators are creating content and products around real life problems that they have solved for themselves. Now, you may not have this figured out yet, and that's okay. I'm going to take you through a very simple exercise that's going to help you figure out all of the different potential problems that you can be solving with your content. I want you to start by taking a piece of paper and drawing a big line across it and just putting hash marks across that line. And what we're doing here is we're creating a timeline for your life. And I want you to start writing down all of the skills that you've learned or the problems that you've solved for yourself throughout your life. Maybe you know how to do really cool yo-yo tricks. Maybe you've taught yourself how to play guitar, unlike me, who has one sitting here in the corner collecting dust because I never figured it out. Or maybe you learned how to code, and in your free time, you are actually building websites as a freelancer. Write down all of these skills and things that you're passionate about, because these are the potential topics that you can build your TikTok business around. Let me give you a couple of examples from my own life. In 2011, I started law school, and I lost 50 pounds in my first year, going from dad bod to legit having a 6-pack. And in my second year of law school, I had a lot of people that were interested in knowing how I was able to go through such an amazing transformation when I didn't have a lot of time because of law school, and that's how my weight loss coaching business started. Then I moved my coaching business online, and I was able to scale it using Facebook ads. And because of how quickly that business grew while I was in law school, I had other coaches reaching out to figure out how I did it and to hire me to run their marketing. And by the end of my first year working as an attorney, my digital marketing business had grown so much that I was able to leave my legal career behind to become a stay-at-home dad and a full-time business owner doing something that I loved even more. Fast forward to 2018, and I created an online course teaching people how to start a side hustle providing digital marketing services and sold it for $250. $50. That course did over $100,000 in sales in the first weekend and $1 million in sales, earning me this 2 Comma Club award in the first year. And all of these landmarks that I just talked about are examples of how I solved problems for myself in my own life and then was able to build a business by helping other people solve those same problems. And even this YouTube channel is just me sharing with y'all how to grow and make money on TikTok. A problem I solved for myself and for my clients because none of the typical guru advice was working. Now, the biggest objection, the biggest stumbling block that people run into at this point is they're like, yeah, I've solved some problems, cool, but I'm not good enough. I'm not expert enough to be teaching people these things and to be sharing that online. And that, my friends, is called imposter syndrome. You do not need to be the foremost expert on a particular topic in order to help people solve the problem that you solved for yourself. All you need is to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of them and show them how to get where you are. And the example I always like to give is that I went on a family golf trip last year, and it was a lot of fun, but I don't play golf very often, and every single time I go up to drive, I shank it or slice it or whatever the word is into the woods. I lost all of the golf balls, but pretty good at my short game with my driver and my putter. And so when I got home, I said, hey, I need to get a golf coach that can teach me how to hit the dang ball straight off the tee. Now, if I'm a 0 on a scale of 1 to 10 and Tiger Woods is 10, I don't need to hire Tiger Woods as my golf coach. I need to hire somebody that has some experience, maybe they played in college, whatever it is, but that they're a 3 or 4 on the scale. A coach that's a 3 or 4 is capable enough of helping me get to a 2 and being able to hit my ball straight so I can spend more time drinking beer in the golf cart instead of hunting around the woods for my lost golf balls. So get out of your own head and realize that if you can help people get from where you were to where you are now, then you are good enough to start creating content around that thing that you're passionate about. Once you've chosen the problem that you're going to solve and create content about, then you need to go create your product. And I'm not going to go into all the details about creating a digital product in this video. I've done that so many other times on this channel already. Just sort my videos from oldest to newest and go to town. What I am going to talk to you about is what your product should be and how you should package it. And the most important thing is that your product should solve one problem for one person at one stage in their journey. I want you to think back to that timeline in the exercise that we just did. Think about who you were before you solved that problem for yourself. Why did you want to solve that problem, and what made you finally make a change? What were the obstacles that you faced along the journey getting to that result? And what did you actually do to solve the problem? Thinking about these things is important because you want to create content about that, because the people that are going to be attracted to your content and buy your product are going to be the ones that are most like that past version of you. And you want to turn your solution into a system that all of those people can follow to get the exact same result you did. And because you've already been there, done that, like you were the best person to put this together and help them on that journey. Now, at this point, you might be thinking of all of the problems that you can solve and all of the different products that you can make, and that is great. But at first, you need to be focused. You need to just create one product. You can always make more products later, and I will kind of give you a blueprint of what you can do and when you should do that. But by focusing on just one product at first, it's going to make it easier for you to grow quickly and make money on TikTok. But if you do have a lot of ideas, how do you decide which one to pursue? I recommend starting with the biggest problem that you can solve that you're excited about. And the reason for that is because people pay more to solve bigger problems. So the bigger the problem is that you solve, the more money you will make and the more views you will get. Once you decide, you have a few ways to package your product, but there's 3 main ones that I'm going to recommend. The first one is coaching and consulting. The second is online courses. And the third is kind of low ticket digital products. And to kind of provide you some examples, like if you hired me to audit your account or to work with you over a period of 90 days to grow on TikTok, that would be coaching or consulting. Whereas an online course might be more of a do-it-yourself version that shows you everything you need to know about a particular topic, similar to how my Facebook side hustle course taught people to start running Facebook ads for businesses in order to build additional income. Then you have digital products, which are also going to be do-it-yourself things, but they're smaller, more affordable products that are just helping people solve like a very small problem or to get started. A great example of this is my 5-day TikTok growth challenge, which I have available here in the description, and is just a great way for anybody that wants a proven blueprint step-by-step where I walk you through everything you need to do to start growing quickly on TikTok. Now, before you decide which of these to do, you need to know the pros and cons. The big advantage to coaching is that you are helping people on an individual basis. So you don't have to like pre-create anything in order to do it. It's also higher paying because you are giving up your personal time on a one-to-one level and helping them individually. And so there's higher value in that, and you're going to be able to charge more. And so coaching is probably the easiest way to start making money from your content. But the downside is that you need to get on the phone or on a Zoom call and talk to people and sell to them. And that scares a lot of people. But it really doesn't need to be, because all a sales call is you asking people questions to find out about their goals and what they're struggling with. And then if you're able to help them, letting them know that you can and how you can do it. If you go into the conversation just trying to be helpful, it doesn't have to be this high pressure, nasty thing, and you're gonna make a lot of money. Online courses are a little bit more scalable. They don't take your time. You're still able to make a good amount of money because they're usually priced between $100 and $1,000, and you're able to just sell them with a sales page and email automations and directly from your content. The downside to these is that you will not have success selling an online course unless you've completely dialed in your message and your marketing. It's going to take more tech. It's going to take more skills like copywriting in order to sell it effectively. And even though it's kind of the holy grail, it's harder to break into and is something that you would likely do later on in your online business journey. Digital products are easy to create. They help people. They are completely scalable because they don't take your time. You create them once and sell them. Digital products are going to be things like mini courses or cheat sheets or just simple tools that are going to help people get a result. And generally you create them once, you sell them to many people. They're a low cost, so it's going to be really easy for people to invest in them. The downside is that because they're lower cost, you have to sell a lot more of them and have a much bigger audience in order to make good money from them. So now that you know your options for your product, here's my recommendation. Start with coaching because it's the easiest to set up and the easiest to start making money from. All you need to do is use your link in your bio to give people a way to contact you and to apply to hop on a call with you either for one session or multiple sessions where you can work with them personally in order to help get them the result. This will allow you to focus on your content, and even if you have no experience with sales and you don't do very good with it at first, it's okay, because you are going to learn so much from these calls, from talking to your audience and finding out really what are the questions they have, what are the problems that they are struggling with, and that's going to help you make better content and make a better product in the long run. Once you have that in place, I would focus on that low ticket digital product and just build something that solves the number one question that people are asking in the comments of your videos. I'm going to explain how to set this up later in the video, but this is going to create a way for you to start making a little bit of money passively, and it's going to allow people that maybe aren't ready to take the jump into higher ticket coaching with you to invest and learn from you and find out whether they like your teaching style and whether they think you're a good fit that can actually get them results. And then in the future, once you are doing well with the coaching and you've kind of developed your system and understand the common questions, you'll be able to make a great course and good marketing materials to sell it because you've taken the time, you've done the research, and you understand your ideal buyer. Like I mentioned a minute ago, I'm going to teach you about the one tool that you need to be able to sell your product on TikTok. But before I do, I want to talk to you about step number 3 because it is by far the most important step in this process. Step number 3 is creating relevant content. I almost started with this one because I don't want you to wait until you've created a product to start posting on TikTok. You need to create content right away, and you will learn so much from analyzing the content that works and the comments and the engagement that you're getting on your videos. I almost started with this one because you need to start creating content before you finish creating a product, whatever it is that you decide to do. Because you're going to learn so much from just creating videos, seeing which ones work, and paying attention to what people are saying in the comments of your videos. But we had to start with the end in mind in the product that you were going to sell, because if we didn't know that, we wouldn't be able to create relevant content that attracts the right people who are going to come and buy our product. So we started with product, we started with people, now we're talking about content. And it's important that you get this right because the minute you start posting videos on TikTok, the algorithm is going to start looking for the best people, the people that are most interested in your content and who watch it all the way through to the end. Then once it finds a group of these people, it's going to start sharing your videos with other people that are interested in the same things and watch similar videos. And I went really deep into the algorithm and how this works in last week's video, so I'm going to go ahead and put it up here so you can watch it next. But the important thing to know is that if you want to make money on TikTok, you shouldn't be chasing views at first. Instead, you want to be training the algorithm and making sure that it understands what your content is about and who it should be showing your videos to. That way you're only attracting the right people. This is called algorithm characterization. No, it's not. This is called algorithm categorization. And if you remember going back to our what is that called? Exercise. We were trying to figure out who was that past version of yourself and what were all of the things that you were dealing with. And we wanted to know that because that's what we're going to create the content about. We're creating the content for a specific type of person that's just like the past you. And so we want to create content around the specific pains and desires and outcomes and obstacles that your ideal viewer is dealing with. And we want to give them value by showing them that we understand those things and giving them simple actionable steps that they can take in order to get to where they want to be. And in order to categorize your content with the algorithm, it's really important that you're very consistent about who the viewer is and the type of content that you're doing, and that you don't post random stuff. And once you've trained the algorithm in this way, your views are naturally going to come. As I explained in last week's video, your first couple of videos might only get 200 views, and they might be really great, valuable videos. All that means is that the sample audience of people that the algorithm was showing your video to, since they didn't know what you're about yet, were the wrong people that weren't interested. But as soon as they find the people that are interested, it's able to be more targeted and find more of those people, and your videos will start to be more successful. But if you keep jumping around different topics, you're confusing the algorithm and you're gonna be stuck in 200 jail forever. So we have to be consistent, and your views will naturally start to grow because they're being shown to the right people. And then there are some things that you can do as a creator to make the videos even better, so that way they perform and get way more views and go viral. So we have to focus on being consistent so the algorithm can show our content to the right people that are most likely to be interested in and watch our videos. And then we can start focusing on the things that we can do as a creator to package our content for more views and virality. And that's going to be things like using a great text-based headline to get people to stop scrolling and watch your video, focusing on the first 5 seconds of the video to hook your viewers and improve retention, using strategies like auto captions and jump cuts in order to keep people interested in watching your video, and finding the sweet spot in video length for you and your audience that allows you to get the most watch time possible while having the highest completion rate, which is really what drives the most views on TikTok. Another thing that we can do to increase views is that we can take our topic and go broader. And what I mean by this is that your content should be teaching the beginner 101 level class for whatever your topic is. Because the idea is that if you want to get the views and you want to go viral, then you need to make it appealing to as many people as possible that still fit within our ideal audience. A great example of this is I have these videos on TikTok that promote my YouTube channel, and they'll say things like 5 creators that aren't flashy and show you how to build a 6 and 7 figure business. And every time I post one of those videos, they would do great. 15,000, 30,000 views pretty consistently. And then I started thinking about, how can I make this broader? How can I reach more people with the same concept? So then I changed it to 5 YouTubers that aren't flashy and can help you quit the 9 to 5. And the first time I did that, I did like 100,000 views, and it crushes. And the reason for that is because there's just more people that want to quit their 9 to 5 to create content and build a full-time income than there are people that are already making a full-time income and want to get to 6 or 7 figures. So focus on going broader to increase your views, and then use your sales and your marketing in order to filter down your ideal clients. And that's what we do in step number 4 when we actually sell your product. And the first step to being able to sell a product is you need to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. And the reason for this is because you actually unlock the link in your bio at 1,000 followers when you use a personal account. And you want to be using a personal account in order to grow on TikTok, not a business account. A lot of people are going to say, well, hey, a business account, I can have my link right from the beginning. I could start selling right from the beginning. But the reality is, if you don't have 1,000 followers, you aren't selling anything anyway. So before you have 1,000 followers, use a personal account, take advantage of trending sounds and being able to use those as a growth strategy, and just focus on creating great content, building your audience, and getting to that 1,000 followers. And then when you unlock that link, it's going to feel really great and you can start selling then. And honestly, you got some building to do before you can utilize that link anyway, so let's get into that. The first thing that you need to do once you have that link in your bio is you need to start growing an email list. And you've probably heard before that the money's in the list, and there's not been a more true statement in the online business world. Because most of your sales as a creator are not going to come from people clicking on your link and buying automatically. It's going to come from people joining your email list, and then through the emails being prompted to go look at your product over and over until they eventually buy. More importantly, your email list protects you as a business owner, because you never know when there's going to be some big algorithm change that's going to kill your views, or whether TikTok or some other platform is going to get banned. I don't think TikTok's going to be banned in the US, by the way. But whether it does or not, you want to protect yourself, and you own your your email list. If you can get people off of TikTok, off of YouTube, off of Instagram, and onto an email list, then it doesn't matter what happens to any of those social media platforms. You still have your list. You can still go on another platform, or you can send out emails, sell stuff, and make money and feed your family. And the best way to start growing your list on TikTok is with a stand store. Stand store is that one tool that does all of the things so that way you don't have to worry about a bunch of different complicated software. Not only are you going to be able to grow your list, but you're going to be able to book people into coaching calls, you're going to be able to sell digital products, and you're going to be able to start creating email automations if you want to get into the advanced stuff. And I'm going to get into what you should put in your stand store in a second, but first I want to talk about how you can leverage your link to turn all of those viewers into buyers. One of the things that most people don't think about is the fact that the pages that you create inside of your link and the products that you have for sale are more content that is going to help educate your prospect and move them from discovering you with your content into becoming a buyer. If someone clicks on your link and then they click a page to download a freebie or buy a product from you, that's your opportunity to write about the problems and the obstacles and the pain points and the desires and all of those things that they have and your system and how it can help them. And so it allows you to go broader in your content and to talk about that beginner 101 level stuff, even if you are teaching people something more advanced. Because even if you're not talking about those things in your content, once they click on your link and they go in there, they are going to learn about all of that stuff. And so your link is helping you go as broad as possible with your content to get as much exposure, as many views, as many eyeballs as you possibly can, and then filter them down to only the people that are that past version of you that are going to buy your product. Now, once you get Stan and you set up your link, I'm going to recommend that you put 3 offers in your store. The first one is a way for people to book a free call or schedule a paid consultation with you. This is your opportunity to hop on the phone with those people and sell them into your coaching program. The second one is going to be some sort of freebie. It's going to be an ebook or a cheat sheet or some sort of video where you're helping them solve their problem, or at least take the next step to solving their problem in exchange for their email. This is how you start building your email list. Finally, I would build that low ticket digital product. You can sell it right there in your Stan store. Anytime somebody sees one of your video, they can click on that link, they can see it, and you can just make a few bucks every day completely passively. And this is a great way for your audience to make a small investment in you and to test the waters and see if you're able to actually help them and decide whether they maybe want to make a bigger investment in the future. And once you have these 3 offers in place, you can start using them in your email marketing using one of my favorite things called a super signature. This is perfect if you are not comfortable selling yet. What you're going to do is send out an email to your audience once a week, just providing them helpful advice to reach their goals. And at the end, you're going to have your super signature, which is going to say, here's how I can help you. Number 1, book a call. And I'll personally help you figure out a plan to grow your first 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. Number 2, download my free guide on the 9 best ways to monetize your TikTok account. Or number 3, join my 5-day TikTok growth channel. That way you can kickstart your views and learn how to grow as fast as possible. And you just put that at the bottom of every email that you send each week. And I know I'm not getting into a lot of details here about email marketing, but if you want to learn how to grow your email list from TikTok and how to create a very simple newsletter that builds loyal fans, gets you sponsorships, gets you sales, you're definitely going to want to subscribe because I'm working on a video now and it's coming out in the next couple of weeks. But most importantly, you have to understand that none of this will work if you're not getting the views and you're not attracting the right people. And so I want you to watch this video next. It's like a free 30-minute course, step-by-step, exactly what you need to do from setting up your account to getting massive growth on TikTok.